feels like the full Dookie Super Saiyan Goku.
And absolutely dislike hard plastic capes.
Give me GT Goku, now give me my future, go on!
Like, I don't know this.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome
Hello!
to no longer the PP podcast, Figures and Films. With a
Figures
Z.
and films, yes.
With a Z.
With a Z. Yes.
Yeah, so this is going to be episode 2 of the One Piece arc ranking, because we got a little carried away last episode. And Starblast, he's not that big of a One Piece fan, so it's mainly just me and Champ doing these. I'm going to do an episode with Starblast tomorrow. Not sure what we're going to do. Maybe some Naruto.
Yeah.
But Champ never seen Naruto, so then that's our chance to talk Naruto. Anything, looks like you're going to say something before, but I started
No,
talking.
you're good. Let's just jump right into it. I don't want this to be another hour-long video, so...
All right, so yeah, we'll continue where we let off. So we ended at Alabasta in episode 1, so we're going to continue on to the Jaya arc.
Jaya. Yeah,
Go
so
ahead,
this is like kind of like the prologue before we go into the meat and potatoes. This like basically like the appetizer to Skypiea. This is what sets up that arc. Notice that there are always going to be like little mini arcs in between the bigger arcs in One Piece. So like, of course, you had like what was it, like
Or like a
Town,
post.
or there's like a post arc that like kind of like gets them, transitions them to the next arc.
Prologue, epilogue, prologue, epilogue.
Yeah.
Prologue, epilogue. Yeah, that's what they usually do a lot, which I like in One Piece. You know, they're building it up and then they're wrapping it up in between, before and after the big main arc. And the Jaya arc wasn't that long. It wasn't too bad. We do meet like these talking like monkeys, gorillas, whatever they are, and they're friends with this like acorn head guy.
Yeah.
But they like run into one of them because a ship like randomly falls out of the sky.
Yeah.
So the Straw Hats decide to like what's that called? Like scuba diving, I guess, but in the One Piece way. And they're like inspecting the ship and like trying to find stuff. You know, Nami wants treasure and all that, but they run into one of those monkeys, and he does that because ships are always falling out of the sky. It's like part of his thing.
Mm-hmm.
They you know, like rob the ship. Pretty much everybody's dead on it already, but they rob what's you know, valuable on there. And they kind of run into this guy, and you know, it's pretty funny at first. And then the guy's like, "Hey, you're down here trying to take my stuff." And then they kind of get in a fight, but then they become friends.
Yeah.
And then that's when we meet the acorn guy, right?
Who's the yes, and he's like the descendant of this character named Nolan the Liar.
Yeah.
So
who originally found, I think, Skypiea before it was in the sky.
Right. Yeah. Because we'll get to that, but there's like this legend about this floating island, and I forgot the ships. I don't think they fell from Skypiea. I think it's because of that location. The water rises up to Skypiea, and I think it's just basically lifting those old ships and then bring them back down. No, it's been a while since I watched Skypiea.
No, I mean, it could be some of that, but it's also them falling out the sky too.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the one
watch,
monkey
there's gonna
guy
be someone in the comments be like, "Oh, these guys don't watch One Piece." I'm like, sorry, I don't remember arcs from like a year ago.
I did start rewatching that arc again because I haven't watched it in a while. But yeah, it's definitely that they're falling out the sky, because that's what that one monkey's like job technically is. He robs these ships because they're going down there to like find valuable stuff. I mean, if it was just old ships, you know, just going up and down all the time, he'd be like, "Wait, I already saw this ship," and eventually it would like deteriorate and fall apart.
Yeah,
I mean, but it's an anime, so. But we meet Acorn Head guy. It's so funny. That's what I call. I think that's what Luffy called him too, Acorn Head guy or something.
Yeah.
But he's like giving them the whole story of Skypiea. You know, there's doubters out there. It's like there isn't no Skypiea. It's a fake island. Blah blah blah. But the Straw Hats, you know, they're adventurous. They believe in it. and Robin even like she's an archaeologist.
Yeah.
And she knows it's there. And
By the way, the guy
salon...
that you're talking about, the acorn guy, is named Mont Blanc Cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, he is the
Random name.
descendant of
Nolan the Liar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nolan the Liar.
I mean, they both got acorn heads.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a hat, or do you think it's their head?
I don't know. That's like a JoJo thing, you know? It's like, where does the hat and the hair, like, where does the hair end and where does the hat end, you know? Like, because it's just one of those anime designs where it just it's on, like, the head and you just don't
that's
know.
like Doma. It's like Doma in Upper Moon 2 and Demon Slayer. He just has, like, a piece of fabric just, like, sitting on his head. And it's like, how is it placed on there so perfectly? And then while he's fighting, it doesn't move at all or anything. It's an anime thing.
Yeah.
I think it's part of their head. That's what I think. But yeah, I always wonder, I'm like, is it a hat or is it their head? It's probably their head.
Yeah.
You gotta love One Piece and anime. But yeah, he gives them the whole rundown. They become friends with them, the Straw Hats. You know, they're mostly friendly with people they meet. Then they go out to do something. I forgot what they went to do.
I remember that when they met with Cricket, that he gave him the story about Nolan the Liar and, you know, about this missing, you know, island. I remember Luffy,
and there's a book about him too.
Yeah, there's a book about it, and Nami was reading it, and it's funny because like they're making like, because he also has a big nose on Nolan the Liar. So it's like a play on Pinocchio, and they're always like looking at Usopp.
Like Usopp.
Yeah, and they mentioned how Nolan the Liar, he was executed for, you know, thinking that he was, you know, the king.
That he was lying about, finding a city of gold, which he wasn't lying. It was the truth. It's just the island
disappeared.
Went into the sky. Also, that story, Nolan the Liar, if you remember in the live action, why Zoro was knocked out after Mihawk beat him up, Nami was reading him a story. It was that story.
Oh,
did you know that?
I did not know that. I got to rewatch the live action show.
She's reading him the Nolan the Liar story. I'm like, that's a cool little Easter egg to that.
A little foreshadow for 2 arcs later.
Yeah.
We'll probably won't see that until, you know. 20...
Well, they want to do 12 seasons, but if they're taking 2+ years to do it, these guys are going to get so old by that time.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys need to like hurry the F up and put one out every year. Usually when a series is popular, you get a new season per year. Look at Walking Dead. Every year you'd get a new season, or you'd get one you'd get one season. They'd break it into 2 parts. Yeah. Maybe they need to start doing something like that. Yeah. But
getting off topic, but
continuing on here. The Straw Hats and the Monkey guys like left, and then they come back and they see Nolan, Nolan the Liar's descendant, like beating the shit, and his little island's like all messed up, and they're like, "What happened?" And he was telling them like these pirates came around and like robbed them, and then they find out where the pirates are. They're at this town, which I believe is Jaya Town.
Yes,
right.
Correct.
Yeah, so they go there, and there's like this big bad pirate there named
Bellamy.
Oh god, yeah, thank you. I forgot.
Yeah, Jaya is a lawless island that's popular with pirates and serves as the setting for this
opposite of Logtown.
Yeah,
opposite of Logtown. Yeah. So it is a pretty cool little island. There's just like badass pirates there and everything. And we first meet Blackbeard there too, which we didn't know he was Blackbeard at that time.
Yeah, we get to meet one of Luffy's rivals.
Yeah, and even at that time, you didn't realize Blackbeard was going to be the big main villain either.
Well,
you just thought he was some regular pirate. I thought he was cool at first until he was trying to hunt Luffy.
Yeah, what's fun about Blackbeard is that he with the whole pie scene, he's like, "Oh, this cherry pie is delicious," ha ha ha, and then Luffy's like, "Ew, this cherry pie is disgusting," and they're like, "Huh?" And then they take a drink, and they're like, "This drink's delicious." And then Blackbeard's like, "Oh, this drink is terrible." And they're like, "Is something wrong with your..."
They're like complete opposites, but they're also like the same in a way.
Because they have the same ideology that they believe in. Dreams are like the things that keep people going, and are the thing to inspire people. But they like the same side, like the two sides of the same coin. But with Blackbeard, like Luffy sensed, like, because there's like kind of sense of foreboding when you see this look on Luffy's face, like after he gets into a skirmish I know I'm jumping ahead, but after
Yeah.
he meets Blackbeard, Bellamy and his crew come in, and they hear that Luffy, is trying to look for the Sky Island, and they like
Yeah.
make fun of him.
And
They
it's only Luffy, Nami, and Zoro there.
yeah, the whole crew's not there. Half of the crew split
Yeah.
up, and
Yeah. Well, the
Luffy's
rest
telling
stayed with Nolan's descendant.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Luffy's telling Zoro, hey, don't kick these guys' asses, just ignore them. And
Yeah,
these
he was
guys,
pulling a Shanks move.
yeah,
Like,
he's
it's
basically
not worth it.
yeah, basically doing what Shanks showed him in the beginning of Romance Dawn, where it's like, hey, don't get into fights that you don't need to get into, because
Yeah.
unless they're trying to kill you or stop you from pursuing your dream, they're not really a threat. Because honestly, Bellamy and his pirates are just a bunch of shit talkers.
Yeah, they really are. They thought they were stronger. They didn't realize who Luffy and Zoro are. And Luffy and Zoro are just letting them kick their ass.
Yeah,
And, they get like thrown out the window.
thrown out
Whatever.
the
They're
window,
all beating
they
and
get
bloody.
like drinks poured on them, bottles
Yeah,
thrown
yeah.
at
And
them.
Nami's like, "What are you doing? Fight back!" Like she didn't understand it. Zoro did.
Yeah,
And but at this time, they did not know the pirates that attacked Nolan's descendant. What was his name? Cricket
yeah.
guy. Yeah, they didn't know it was Bellamy and his crew that
Mhm.
attacked his little island. Luffy does find out. I forgot how, but Bellamy was like, trash talking them and saying like, "There's no such thing as that. Your dreams are stupid." Blah blah blah, and trying to like beat them down and make them feel worthless. And Luffy was just like brushing off his shoulder, like, "Whatever, dude, get out of here." And then as they're walking away, like Bellamy's crew leaves. As they're walking away, the Straw Hats, you see Blackbeard just sitting outside. He's like, "Don't let him tell you that the Sky Island's not real and dreams are bullshit." And this is where I was like, "Oh, this dude's pretty cool, man. He's like, he's sticking up for Luffy in a way." Then don't we meet like Blackbeard's doctor, the poison food guy?
I know
on
we
the
meet.
horse?
I think we meet like a couple of his crewmates. I don't remember.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
But
But I remember he like walked up to them and offered them apples. He's like, but he didn't tell them that like one of them was poisoned.
oh yeah,
So
and I
if you
think
eat one,
Luffy
you're gonna
grabs
die.
one, and Zoro's like, "Luffy!"
Yeah. I think did he eat it and it wasn't a poison one or something?
I don't remember.
forgot.
I thought one of them was a bomb or something. I thought like one of them was.
Yeah, it was something like if you ate it, you were just gonna die instantly.
Yeah, because it's like a lawless town. Everyone's trying to kill each other, and Luffy's just like, "Oh,
yeah.
And Zoro's like,
Yeah.
"You idiot!" But
like they go apart. But I forgot how Luffy found out Bellamy was the guy who attacked Cricket, Acorn Head. You remember?
I don't. I'm not too sure.
They do. I don't know if they go back or if it happens a little later after Blackbeard and the Straw Hats go their separate way. I feel like they go back and it's just Luffy that goes back because Bellamy is like, "Oh, you want some more, huh?" And then we see Bellamy's devil fruit, which is like the spring fruit, and he gets
Yeah.
like springs in his legs and bounces around super crazy. And you're watching this like, how's Luffy going to catch this guy? But you can see how confident Luffy looks as this guy's bouncing around. He goes in to lunge and attack at Luffy, and Luffy's just like, bam, with one shot, knocks him straight into the ground. That was probably one of the most badass
Oh, you know what it was?
Luffy moments.
It was Bellamy and his gang stole this like golden statue or something. It was a golden like Southbird statue from
yeah.
So Luffy went to go
Acorn
get
Head.
it back because that was like
Okay.
their prized possession or whatever. So,
Yeah, somehow they figured out it was Bellamy and them though. I forgot how.
I think
is that what you were doing,
someone
looking on
mentions it was Bellamy. Like they mentioned
Probably,
like a guy
yeah.
But something that was
No, it
also
might have been the monkey guys.
could
Because
have
I
been.
think they were with him. I think they were with the Acorn guy when he got hit the shit
Yeah, they
kicked
were.
out of him.
But something
But,
that I want to mention is that the confrontation, the meeting of Luffy and Teach, is something that's like very foreboding, and it's like when Teach is like talking about the dreams, Luffy has
Yeah.
this like look on his face. It's not anger, it's not like sadness or shocked. It's just like it's a dead like aims like stare, like he's just has like
Yeah.
dead eyes, and he's like
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at someone that's like his equal, but he doesn't know who exactly this is gonna like, if this is a foe or like. And when he walks away from Teach with Nami's like, "Oh, what a weird guy," and it's
Yeah.
like it's like it's not he, it's like he's they or something like that. You know, it's,
Oh, so I'm wondering if he like sensed his, because people think Blackbeard has a devil fruit where he's like a three-headed dog or something. So he's able
or has like
to
3
acquire.
personalities or something like that, or 3
Yeah, and he's
souls or
able
something
to
like that.
acquire 3 devil fruits, and he has 2 at the moment
Yeah.
in One Piece. So maybe, yeah, Luffy did sense that. I didn't even realize that. There's so many things that Oda throws in that you don't catch on the
It's a
first
quick
time, even the
line. It's
second
like
time.
once they're walking away, he's like, and it's not him, it's they. And Nami's like, what? And she's like looking
Yeah,
around,
yeah.
like thinking there's other people. Now that could also have a double meaning, saying that Teach
His
had,
crew.
yeah, his crew was
Yeah,
already
yeah.
around him, and Luffy maybe could have sensed that. Oh, we got to get out of here. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
so
his whole crew wasn't even there. I mean, he had one of his strongest members with him at the moment, but
yeah.
Blackbeard had 4 crew members at that time, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Or 5. 4 or 5.
And the funny thing is, it's established in, I think, in Alabasta that Ace went off, departed from the group.
Yeah,
look for
and he's
Teach.
looking for Blackbeard, but
Yeah.
we don't know he's Blackbeard yet because
Yeah.
he doesn't say his name.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a cool thing that Oda did with Blackbeard as a character. Like you think he's like a pretty chill guy. Come to find out, he's going to be a complete asshole and like the biggest villain in One Piece. But I mean, that pretty much wrapped up the Jaya arc.
Yeah.
After that, they got Nolan's thing back, and then Nolan's helping them, put wings and shit on their ship and the monkeys.
That made it look like a chicken. It was fun.
Yeah, so it can fly a bit. So
Yeah.
now we're like heading into Skypiea.
So
The Jaya arc.
So I will put
What
this
do
in A, or actually an S. I'll put it in S tier.
Oh, you think a S?
The reason I put it in S tier is because I think that this does.
You know what? It did have a good like build.
It had good build up. I think it had
Yeah.
a little foreshadowing, like what's to come, setting things up. It kind of like shows that Luffy's grown more as of a captain. Showing that there's mystery and more mystery to be seen in this world with the Sky Island. Like, it's a mystery. It's setting up the mystery, and I was on the edge of my seat going, "Oh my god, I want to know what's going on with this."
Yeah. Skypiea was it was very mysterious, and you wanted to see it. And this was a good build to it.
Yeah.
I agree. I'll agree with that. I'd say put it on S.
Now, after they get the chicken wings on their going merry, they do write up one of those it's like it's like a water tornado,
Like an upward, yeah.
It goes, it goes up, and
because they're going around it as they're going up, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, so they take this huge tsunami or something, just they go up into the heavens, and they rise above the clouds, and they reach the gates of Skypiea, and this is
which is why I feel like all the other ships kept falling, because they were trying to go up there and they would fall.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were up there, Skypiea kicked them down. So it could be multiple things of why the ships were falling.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but they reach the gates to Skypiea, and
the old hag.
Yeah, the old hag that's saying, "Oh, if you want in, you have to pay a ridiculous amount of money," and they're like, "We can't do that." Oh, okay, then go in. But then she's calls security. I think she calls that on
she took a picture of them.
Yeah, no, on those what do you call them? Those dials. That's what they call
dials. Yep.
And she took a picture of them. Okay, I'm gonna send this to authorities. I'm like, so why'd you let them in?
Their authorities suck over there too.
They're basically a joke.
When we first get there, all of a sudden they land on it looks like clouds, but it's the Sky Island or Skypiea's water kind of.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh, what were they called? The natives there. Start with a S.
The natives of Skypiea.
Yeah.
Was it the Shandia?
Something like that. Yeah, because one of them starts heading right at their ship, and he has a freaking rocket launcher.
Yeah.
And he's kind of
that part
skating in air.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's about to hit them, but
Definitely
Night.
taking notes from like indigenous tribes and like Native,
Yeah,
Native
yeah, yeah.
Americans, but with
Yep,
wings.
yep.
Like so that's very interesting.
Yeah,
Like,
they had little wings. Yeah, kind of like what King has, but not King's wings. I think were a little bigger from Wano.
well, technically
But
there's
yeah,
three
they
kinds of
did.
sky people. There's the Skypeans, the Shandia,
Yeah.
and then the Birkins. And I guess they all like lived on the moon at some point, which is funny because
Mm.
they have these wings, but they don't really do anything.
Yeah, like they can't fly.
Yeah, they just have wings and antennas. Or at least some of them do. I think that's more of the
Yeah, yeah.
Skypeans. The Shandia, which I think is like the one that looks like the indigenous tribes.
Yep,
Those
yep.
are the ones that I believe were from on the
Yeah, they were originally on Sky Island before it went up there.
yeah, they were on the
Yeah.
islands on the seafloor before it rose
Yep.
up. So they,
Yeah.
which is also funny because it's like, okay, they also have the wings, but I guess the tribes split up
They
or
they
whatever.
like have I think they have dials and they can kind of slide in the sky,
Mhm.
so they can kind of fly in a way. But
Yeah,
we
they have
also
like a
meet
whole
Sky-
new like that whole different like technology from like
yeah, and the one guy's like smoking the whole time.
yeah, but they have like dials that can record your voice. There's dials that can like absorb like impact and you can throw
Impacts.
it back.
Yeah, yeah.
Impact
Yeah.
dials. And Usopp,
Yeah, the dials
Usopp is
were
like,
cool.
yeah, they
Yeah.
work around. Usopp like notices things like, wow, this is pretty cool because he's like an inventor and he wants to use
Yeah.
like borrow some of those and like we eventually do see he incorporates those into like future gadgets and I think he even
Yep.
like updates Nami's her climax
Her-
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I like that Usopp did take like some of those and like made them into weapons and shit.
Yeah.
But we also do meet Sky Knight, and I love the name of his flying bird. What was it? Pierre?
Yeah.
Pierre. But he was a pretty cool character, and he was always like helping out the Straw Hats, and then he like tells them if you ever need help, what did he say? Like call out my name or hit this dial or some
I
shit.
think it was a whistle, no? Was it like a
It
whistle?
was something, yeah. It was something because Chopper later calls him for help
Yeah.
when the ship's getting attacked. But then, they're exploring, and then they find land where they drop their anchor. It's like did it like land anywhere?
Yeah.
It just keeps going down. But they get on the island, and they meet this father and daughter who are really nice to them and super friendly. They're like making food, or Sanji's making food, and they're like showing Nami the little. It's kind of like a little jet ski thing, and she's loving
Yeah.
it.
That's cool. That
Then-
was cool.
Yeah, and then she goes to like she's like
Hesso,
driving
Hesso,
around.
I
and
think that's her
sees
name is. Yeah, Hesso.
the blonde
one-
hair girl.
Yeah, the blonde one with
Yeah,
the little
yeah.
little Pokemon thing.
Yeah, her little pet. But
It's
Nami's
been a while
riding
since I
around
watched this,
thing.
and of course I'm not looking this up as I'm talking.
But Nami's riding around, and then she sees another island that's like a separate
Mhm.
island, but that's an island that you're not supposed to go to because it's dangerous there.
Yeah.
And then she starts hearing like pirates or somebody screaming for their lives, and these guys are getting like massacred on there, and she's like scared half to death and like books it out of there.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, the Straw Hats are all having fun on this little island, and then all these stupid the law enforcement of Skypiea shows up, and they they just keep breaking laws, and it's like the most simple things, like you broke this law and entered our country without payment. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, you just broke another law, back talking to me. Everything he kept saying was another law he was breaking, and they kept like adding more fines. And he's like, all right, you're going to jail now. And I forgot what happened. I think like Luffy knocked him out or something. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro started kicking ass, and they just didn't care.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Nami's
And
freaking
they
out.
had to book it, though.
She's like, oh, it's like I know we're pirates, but I don't want to be wanted every 5 seconds.
yeah, come to find out though, the father and daughter that they met, whenever outsiders, pop up, they have to call like the law enforcement. And all of a sudden, this big ass crab, some of the Straw Hats are back on the ship because they're like, all right, let's get the hell out of here then. But a big ass crab comes along, grabs the Going Merry with most of the Straw Hats on it,
Yeah.
and just dips off. And then like Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp. Yeah, just those three were left on the island, and they're like, oh my God, we got to go like get the Going Merry and save our crewmates.
Yeah.
So the blonde hair girl starts like taking them to where they can get another boat to go to the like where they're going is like a sacrificial, not a chamber. It's like these steps.
It's like a sacrificial oh, what do you call it? It's like I don't.
Yeah,
I know. I forgot the word for it too. Oh God.
Like platform. There we go. It's like a little platform with steps, and it just leads into Skypiea water where there's sky sharks.
An altar,
in there.
basically. It's an altar.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And now the Straw Hats are stuck there, not counting Usopp, Sanji, and Luffy.
Yeah, because apparently there's a god on this island that's a very wrathful, merciless god.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, don't upset God on this. We have to obey his laws and everything. And we see a little bit of that. Like this is like our first mention of like Enel, which was they don't outright say Enel, but they mention him as a god, and we see like what happens when you try to not do what he says. If you go against him, I think someone gets electrocuted. Lightning falls down from a random place.
Well, he tries to kill the girl.
Yeah.
Because she eventually tells him, she's like, I've still been leading you guys. Like, we called on you. We're the reason why your friends got taken away in your ship. And she's like, and I'm still doing it, but I don't want to do it anymore. I know it's wrong. And then Luffy sees that she's like very, apologetic. And he's like, why are you so scared? And she's telling him. Then all of a sudden, lightning, comes down to strike her, and Luffy like grabs her and gets her out the way.
Yeah.
But you see right there the power of their god, and you're like, oh, he actually has godlike powers.
Oh, is that Zeus? Oh.
Is that Thor?
Thor.
Come to find out, he ate a devil fruit.
Yeah.
Which we find out later, and he has lightning powers.
It's basically Eminem.
Yeah. A lot of people say this guy looks like Eminem, which he does. A lot of people want him cast in the live action to play Enel.
I think he might be a little. Well, I mean, he has to dye his hair or wear a wig again.
Yeah. No, they could find. I think I prefer it where most of the time it's no name actors. Yeah. Sometimes it's good when you get a big name actor here and there, and I'm sure the more popular it gets, you'll see big actors, popping up in it. Yeah. So, Luffy saved her. And you do see like a cool little town before all that. Like you see more of the Skypiea towns, which was pretty cool. But everybody was like very distant from them because they knew like these guys are outsiders. Eneru's gonna kill them. But they get in a new ship, and it's like a duck ship. They're like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah.
but this part I really loved when it was just Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp going off to save the rest of the Straw Hats. Then we cut back to the other Straw Hats as they're heading to that altar.
Mm-hmm.
Zoro is like, why don't we like hop off, because they're all stuck on the ship. Like, why don't one or two of us stay on the ship, protect it, and the rest of us will go explore, see where we are, and get the hell out of here. So all of them leave. Zoro, Nami, Robin. I think that was it, right? Because Chopper stayed on the ship.
Yeah, Chopper stayed on the ship.
To protect it. Yeah.
I remember that they did come across some foes. I think Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp, when they were on their way to...
Talking about the fat guy?
Yeah, there was just like this fat guy.
What were they called? There was 4 of them. So they're all like the right-hand men of Eneru.
Yeah, let me see.
They had like a specific name because they're like Enru will send these guys after you if you don't follow by his rules, and they'll kill you. And on that island that Nami discovered before that she heard people getting massacred.
I know they call them God's army. It's part of the Upper Yard. Was it group of Americans? Oh wait, no, that's yeah.
He does have a little army.
Yeah. They were called. Yeah. Okay, here's what they're called: the priest. They're called the priest.
Yeah.
They had
that's it. Yep.
Satori. Sorry if I'm butchering these names. Shura.
Butcherer.
And Gedatsu. And
Gedatsu. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
that was all of them. One of them had like a big dog, which was funny. Mm-hmm. One guy was he was real dumb, and I think he'd always like be standing upside down.
Yeah.
But yeah, Oda always throws in like comedy when it comes to villains. You think they're going to be real big, scary villains, but like, half of them are like idiots. It's just funny. But also what's cool about Skypiea, this was like Oda hinting that he wants to do, armament hockey and
Yeah.
well, not armament hockey, but like observation hockey and all that, because they can see a little bit into the future. Because every time, Luffy's attacking this guy, he's like knows where he's gonna hit him, so they keep dodging. Same with the other guys. So that was like a little peek into like observation hockey and all that
Right.
other hockey, which was pretty cool. They called it something else. You don't have to look it up.
I'm looking it up.
All right, you kind of you want. It was there was another name that they used for it, but yeah. So back to like Sanji and Usopp and Luffy. Like I said, I love that whole thing. Usopp freaking out with like, he's like, "There's only 4 different ways we can go, and each one led to a different priest."
Mantra. That's what it was called. For the hockey.
Yeah. But there was 4 different tunnels, and each one led to a different priest, but they didn't know.
Yeah.
And Usopp's like, "Please, let's go to the least scary one," which was like a ball one.
Yeah.
So they went into that one because one was like wires. I forgot what the others were, but just like that whole thing was funny. And as all this is going on, the Shandorans, they're like, they want to kill Eneru and stop him and his priests and everything.
Yeah.
So battles are starting.
Yeah, there's like a
And
whole
Luffy and
like the
little
the
war,
whole
yeah.
that's like coming. Meanwhile, the
Yeah,
Straw Hats are trying to regroup. They're also trying to repair the Going Merry as well, because that got heavy damage from the lift
one
up.
of the priests attacked. He was like beating the shit out of Chopper, and Chopper was trying to protect the ship because his weapon. He kept burning the ship, and Chopper's like putting it out, and he's like, "Come on, stop it, please. You could hurt me, but not the ship." And he's just like, beating up on him and the ship, and then Chopper eventually uses that whistle to call Sky Knight.
Yeah.
And it looks like Chopper's about to die, and Sky Knight shows up and saves him, and we have a cool little battle because the one priest, he has like some dragon or bird that he rides around, so you're seeing like a cool sky battle with them. And he eventually knocks down Sky Knight, and Chopper's like, "Oh no, I gotta save him!" And Chopper, not thinking like usual, jumps into the Skypiea water, and he just starts drowning. I forgot who saved him though. Somebody saved him in Sky Knight. Was it the Going Merry spirit that saved him? Because we do see the Going Merry spirit.
Yeah,
at one point
we do
during this arc.
Yeah, because I don't remember who stated it. That said it's like, oh, but like they mentioned how in the War of One Piece, Usopp saw it. It was
Frankie mentions it. Yeah, Frankie mentions it when we get to Water 7 or Enies Lobby
But I thought
2.
it was mentioned in this arc too. But well, no, I guess it was. Maybe it was.
It might have been, but I remember Frankie explaining it because I remember like, what the hell was that? Who was fixing their ship?
Yeah, so it's basically the kind of talking about the lore. It's basically like if you're good to the ship, if you're like treat the ship with care, and you just don't
as like a crewmate. Yeah,
like you have a close connection with the ship. It kind of manifests as like its own little like spirit, and the Going Merry. Oh my god, it's like, oh, I'll keep going, and it's just like Usopp sees it at the middle of the night. Mind you, after they were partying, after they rallied up and do the whole little dance with the wolves, which is kind of like more foreshadowing.
And don't before we get to that, Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp did run into one of the priests.
Yeah, the fat guy.
Yeah, they end up defeating him. So now there's only 3 priests left.
I apologize for viewers if we're going all over the place. We're trying to remember. We're talking about this arc. It's it's not like a very long arc, but there's so much that happens in these arcs. So again,
we'll probably be all over the place with stuff.
Yeah, but
which is fine.
Yeah, but like I will say, like this arc, once the team regroups and they run into the others Skypeans, which they're not Skypeans. I forget what was the word I used for them. The indigenous tribe ones.
Shandorians, I think they're called, or Shandorians, something like that. I think it's Shandorians or Shandorans.
Yeah, like the Shandia, the Shandia tribe.
Shandian, yeah.
So basically, there's like a history with that island with the tribe of
Them,
Shandia,
yeah.
where basically they met Nolan the Liar long time ago, and Nolan,
Yeah, we got a flashback,
we get a
which we always do with
yeah,
arcs. We
always get a
do.
flashback. Anytime you get a
You have to.
flashback for explaining what went on before everything went to hell, you know the arcs is almost over. Because
or it's
like
at least at the halfway part.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we find out like Nolan the Liar was not lying about this island, that
He was
actually
not.
he was actually friends with the natives of this island, and he was trying to protect them. But
Yeah, they had like a plague that was killing them.
yeah,
And the Shandorans back then thought if they sacrificed, members of their clan, they'd be cured of this plague, which was bullshit. And that's when Nolan sees it. That there's a big snake going to kill one of them, and he kills the snake. And he's like, "Are you crazy? Sacrificing a human life for nothing?" And he starts battling with like the chief dude, which was cool. I liked the chief of the Shandorans back then.
yeah.
But come to find out, the person they were sacrificing was like the chief's daughter. So he's like, "Don't tell me like I'm doing something stupid. That's my own daughter." And it's like, "Whoa, dude, what the hell?" But they bicker back and forth for a bit, and Nolan explains to him like, we travel around and we try to help, help people. And he's like, my village had this same plague, and we can help cure you of it if you give us a chance. And eventually he does. It took like a lot for the Shandorans, the chief, to be like, fine, save my people, which he does. But then he had to destroy part of their forest and trees.
Yeah.
And the Shandorans got real angry with that, because it's like, you're messing with nature. You can't be cutting down trees. But they needed the trees because they had the ingredients in it.
Whoa,
to cure
man,
that
what you
plague.
do with Mother Nature, man? That's not cool. I thought we were friends, bro.
Yeah, but like the chief got mad and kicked them out. Then come to find out, the chief was like, "Oh, I didn't realize the ingredients or whatever." Were
Holy
in these
shit! It
trees
turns
to
out
make
when
that
you use
medicine."
what Mother Nature gives you, you can actually make some pretty cool shit.
Yeah. But as Nolan and they're setting off, the chief comes out to apologize. He's like, "Please come back to visit again, friend." And sadly, Nolan doesn't, because before that too, Nolan did see the Golden City.
Yeah.
So that's where he saw it. And after he left there and goes back to tell them, and then they go to try to find it again, the island's gone. So they think he's a liar, and he gets executed.
I forget how did
So Nolan,
the island went up because of the those like
I think
water.
the waterfalls, yeah, something like that, and it just stayed up there, which is like, okay.
It wasn't like
But-
it wasn't like anyone forced the island. It was just nature.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, just said whoosh, and then
and go ahead.
no. But what it also sucks is that not only is Nolan labeled as Nolan the Liar, and then is arrested and imprisoned,
Yeah,
but the Shandia tribe basically they think they are basically then attacked by and I think at this time Enel took over, no? Or they
Well, the Sky Knight was the original god of Skypiea, and then Enel at some point did take over.
And then that's when the like
took control. Yeah, and he took control of the island. So
and that's when like the war started taking place. I think this happened within like a 20-year time frame, maybe a little, maybe
possibly. I forgot, but
maybe.
I mean, it was at some point. Yeah, and Nell took over, and he's like running it with a what's that? With a rule of fist. What's the saying I'm trying to get? Like he's a very hard. He's a mean dude.
Yeah.
Like he's a bad guy. He's not. He's making the people fear him, and people are like scared to do anything because they don't want to.
Because he has like one of the most OP devil fruits.
Unless you're Luffy.
Unless you're Luffy, you made out.
Did you pick up on this? Like when you found out Eneru's power,
that his lightning's not gonna work on a rubber man.
Yeah,
I had a feeling because I was like, wait,
it's not gonna work against him. I know it's not, because the whole thing with rubber, that's how you can't get electrocuted.
But now what's even more interesting is that now spoilers for Wano. I know we're jumping ahead, but a lot of things introduced and talked about in this arc foreshadows a lot of things and the next coming arcs that ties into this and
The
ties
Nika
into
dance.
into the bigger lore of One Piece, which probably ties even to more of the Void Century. And we know that Luffy basically ate a human fruit, basically.
The god.
The Nika, the sun god, and Enel, or Eneru, whatever you want to call him. You know,
he has like 2 different names. One's Japanese, one's English.
Eneru is
Enel or
basically what they
Eneru,
call him
yeah.
because the language, the word.
There's no
There's no
L's.
L in the
Yeah.
So they call it Eneru, we call it L.
Zoro
It's kind of
is
like,
Zolo.
like or Kyurin. You know, there's no L in that name, so
Yeah.
But it's interesting because we're diving into this lore, this new lore that a lot of people, when you're first watching One Piece, probably just like, oh, it's skippable. It really doesn't mention anything. No, they give you a little taste of what hockey is. They mention a little bit more of the Void Century in here before I even know what the Void Century is. Yeah.
There's a lot in it that foreshadows a lot.
Mentions about the lore with Nika the Sunglass and all those other kind of like upper god levels, you know, even that Enel's part of, you know, technically. So we're talking about, you know, civilization in the moon. You know, Enel's main goal is to go to the moon. So which is funny because it's like everyone wants to go to the moon.
So I mean, this whole war starting, the Straw Hats are joining in now, and they're trying to stop Eneru and his priest and army.
They're trying to destroy the entirety of Skypiea too, and all of the Skypeans and everything. They wanted to.
Even Enel's fighting the Shandorans, whatever the hell they're called. But he even joins in on the battle, and he's like undefeatable. You see them shoot him, just goes right through him. Like,
he one shots people. He's like bang, bang, bang. I mean, he takes out Zoro, Sanji, Ramen just like that, and then Luffy comes up, and he's like, I didn't feel anything. Which is also interesting because if we go back to Logtown and Lightning Struck, that what do you call it? The stand where Roger died. And it fell down. Luffy was fine. I mean, he maybe had some maybe some dust or dirt on him, but he was good. Fine. He was good. He was not burnt or anything from the lightning. So that gave you even a little bit more of like a taste of like, a hint of what Luffy's capable of with his rubber body. Now, that being said, he still has a tough time fighting Enel because Enel,
he welds a giant ball of gold to Luffy's arm.
And he also has like a trident. He has like a trident or something. And the funny thing is, Luffy goes full on, observation hockey without him knowing. He does his technique called, what's it called, gum lighthead or something like that, gum. And he just deflates
predict his moves.
He deflates all the mass in his body, and he just has this stoner face, and he's like, and he's just like air. And I was like, huh? Which there's a whole TikTok meme with that, but
that shit, I totally forgot about that. That show was it looks like when Luffy goes to pick his nose, that stupid look. That's the look that went on his face.
There's a lot of funny moments in this arc too, like when Luffy's off on his own, he's like singing Shibawe now Sanawa Kakakari I don't know, he's just saying random crap, right? He's just making this weird ass song, which and then of course there's this huge snake once they reach the city of gold, and there's this huge snake that eats him.
They get eaten.
It eats Luffy.
It's so funny because Nami's in there.
Nami's in there. There's a little girl that joins them.
I think Sky Knight's in there. Yeah. But what does Luffy says the funniest shit, and Nami's like, "Are you an idiot? We're inside the belly of a snake."
I think he says something like, "Oh, maybe we should just get to the back and it'll just poop us out" or something like that.
He said something so dumb, but it was so funny.
He had a lot of dumbass moments in this, but it was funny.
Did Zoro chop them out? I think Zoro. something happened. I forgot.
They got
how
out. I remember they
forgot
got
so much.
I think it may have
The
been
third-
Luffy that got him out, though. But
Yeah, maybe.
but we
the
find
third
out that
act,
Snake's
I
a good
forgot a
guy
lot
too,
about.
which is funny because we find out that
Yeah,
Snake.
they end up killing him, right? Just they end up killing the snake.
I
and
think
then
the
there's a new
snake
one.
turns on Enel, or I think Enel fries it, but I think it still survives, which is I'm calling bullshit.
Okay, all right, yeah.
But anyway,
yeah,
but anyway, we see that one of the reasons why they went to Skypiea is not only for looking for gold or anything like that, but there, of course, the gold giant bell, and it's kind of to clear up Nolan's bloodline, because basically Nolan being called a lighter, kind of like with his great his descendant feels like, oh, Nolan curse or my family or whatever, made me feel like a fool because I'm related to this idiot and I want to clear my name and everything. I want to maybe prove that there is an actual Sky Island and find that bell that can ring in the heaven. And Robin's there for another reason. She wants to find a poneglyph. She's hoping to find a poneglyph.
She's over there exploring and stuff.
And we find out that there is a poneglyph there. But Roger was there as well. Goldie Roger was there, and he left a message as well.
Yeah.
He
Sorry,
said
I had a text message.
Yeah, you're good. But honestly, I really do like this arc. The more I look back on it, at first I was.
It's not one of my favorites, but it is a very fun arc.
Yeah.
And it was very exciting. Had a great build. It had a great villain. A lot of funny stuff. Good story. I'd say probably up on A.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. A.
You're thinking A?
Yeah.
A? All right.
I think it was a little bit too long, and I think
I
some
agree
of
with that.
the enemies weren't as memorable. I mean, I had to look up the names.
Only Eneru or Enel was.
Yeah.
The priests, the only one I liked was the one who flew around like Sky Knight. That was the only one
But
I really
enjoyed
liked.
the adventure. I enjoyed the mystery of finding out what was going on in this island. And, Luffy...
And it was different.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a basic island.
And it set up a lot of things for things to come
The future of One Piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway,
you had no idea.
Yeah.
The next arc we'll brush over quickly.
Yeah, Long Ring, Long Island. I'm putting this in D just to make it a quick video.
I
hate the Foxy games. I hate them.
Yeah. I like the first games that they did. I didn't like when Luffy got suckered into doing it again. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Like the first games were fun. Why are we doing it again?
I think that was maybe anime only. The anime kind of adds more games from what I remembered in the manga. I think the manga only had like 3 or 4 games, but then the anime they made more games and added more team members as well. Anyway, Foxy games, it's basically just
it was more of a comedy arc.
Yeah, it's a comedy arc.
It was a break from Skypiea, and then the next arc is hands down one of the greatest One Piece arcs.
We're gonna put these 3: Water 7, Enies Lobby, and post Enies Lobby.
It's all the same story because it's like the prologue, the main story, and then the epilogue.
But I'm just gonna say right now, Enies Lobby, Water 7, and post Enies Lobby already in S tier.
Yeah, they're S tiers. They are. Yeah. These, to me, this is still probably my favorite arc. The whole Robin thing, that really got me. You felt so bad for her. And the whole time you're questioning why she's turning on the Straw Hats, why is she doing this?
Well, it also questions why did she even join them in the first place? And it's because she always doesn't stay in one place too often, and she always is on the run. And she saw, I'll
always was when she was a girl.
Yeah.
And she had probably one of the most heartbreaking backstories.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm hearing Kuma's taking that spot now. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, he has a heartbreaking one too. But I mean, out of all the Straw Hats, she has probably like the most heartbreaking backstory. Her and Sanji, I feel like have the most heartbreaking backstories because Sanji has more of a backstory, which we'll probably get to in the next episode because that's not for a while.
Honestly, I just want to say so Water 7 and Enies Lobby. Not only do we get backstory on Robin, but we also meet Frankie. Who is like one of the most OP shipwrights in this place. We get memorable.
The whole shipwrights was great.
Oh yeah, I love. Oh my god,
not just Frankie, but
dude, I think of all the pre-time skip arcs where I was just like, I gotta watch another episode. I think it was it was definitely
this one?
Enies Lobby and Water 7, and then
Yep.
Impel Down, which slash moving forward, which we'll get to in another episode. But
Yeah,
honestly,
I don't know if we'll make it this one.
Yeah.
We're kind of going long on Skypiea.
Yeah. Because with
Yeah.
Skypiea, there was so much, like, there was a lot they dropped on you, and a lot we had
World
like,
building, lore, building up to the future of One Piece. And, Water 7, even just like the opening of it, it looks like, what is it, Italy? What is that?
It's like
Greece?
it's like Venice almost. It's like
Yeah,
Venice.
that's it. It's like Venice because
Yeah.
it's like a water town.
Yeah.
Water 7. And it's such a fun town to go to. Like when you first get there, you run out these like not little seahorses, but they're pretty big.
Yeah.
And then you get in like a little cart that they carry you around in, and they drive you around. It's a water town, and it's such a fun little town. Even before like Enies Lobby and everything builds up, and the Straw Hats need a new ship because after Skypiea, their ship got up.
Yeah, it got really damaged, and we find out that unfortunately
The mast.
it was
The
the
mast.
no, it wasn't the mast. It was so there's like this. Oh my god, I wish I had my
The mast is the thing in the middle on the top. It's if you go under the ship, there's a piece that goes.
It's kind of like the
along
spine.
center
It's the spine
from
to the
front
ship.
back. Yeah.
That was
That's
damaged,
so
and that
damaged. Yeah.
and they said that's like once that's damaged, you're better
It's
off
done.
just buying a new ship because
Yeah.
you're basically saying just create a new ship because that is the
Yeah.
spine of the ship. And Usopp was in denial to like get a new ship, but unfortunately the rest of the crew found
He didn't
this out.
understand. He didn't understand that the ship was not fixable.
Yeah, and I think it's
And,
because he saw of what he saw
Also,
in
they
Skypiea.
got a bunch of money from Skypiea. Like they were really rich because of the
Oh,
gold
yeah.
city,
They were super
which
rich.
is why they're able to afford a new ship. Forgot to mention that. But
They had a lot of treasure. They came back with a lot of treasure. So that was a successful mission.
American money, they
Yeah.
might have had like a few million in our money.
I think what they did with the treasure is they basically turned it in and got berries in return.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
and they were going to
Exactly
use
what
that
they did,
money
yeah.
to build a new ship, but then Frankie's gang stole it, and it eventually
Yep.
landed in the hands of Frankie and Usopp. He got ambushed.
He got jumped. Yeah,
got
he had
jumped.
most of the money.
And
I
he
think
felt
he had two of the
responsible and
briefcases.
felt useless because he felt like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
always screwing up. He's always the weakest one in the group. And it's one of the fallouts of why he leaves the crew in this arc.
Yeah.
Why
He has a good
fall-
little arc in this.
Yeah, he
Usopp.
does. Honestly, Usopp's arc in Water 7 to post Enies Lobby is peak. And unfortunately, they never really do anything more with Usopp. I really like what they did with his character in this. He had them. Everyone gets a lot of development in this like 3 arcs, or just arc in like huge Enies Lobby. Water 7.
Especially him and Robin. Even Frankie, you're learning. You hate Frankie at first, but you start to love him more as a character. And then when you find out like they want him as a crew member, you're like, hell yeah!
Oh my god, I love the. Speaking of freaking, like, I love the things he comes up with, and his, like, we get the super, pose, and,
I'm dancing.
But not even that, but you see, like, the capabilities, he's, like, he makes, like, he's like, what does he say?
Well, he's
like,
a cyborg.
Right, yeah, he's a cyborg, and we find out more of it.
Right, yeah. Strong right, yeah.
Strong right, yeah.
So he's half human, half, like, cyborg, which is what a cyborg is.
Who always, is always like half
Wears
naked.
Speedos.
Yeah, he wears
has the
Speedo.
Ace Ventura haircut.
Yeah, he's like Johnny Bravo,
Yeah, everybody's like, he's a pervert because he just walks around in Speedos all the time and like a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah,
but yeah, his crew, like he takes in these outcasts and they have their own little thing going on. They're like, they're low time criminals.
Mm-hmm.
But before like they get robbed, they meet with these shipwrights. And then one of them, who looks like Usopp, that Luffy was calling.
Oh
Usopp,
yeah, I
he had a
remember.
long
Everyone calls
square
him
nose.
Usopp. Yeah.
Yeah, but he does a really cool thing where he jumps off like the top of Water 7 to go down and check out their ship. And I loved how like Zoro noticed his presence as Zoro was sleeping. He's like, "Don't mind me, man. I'm just a shipwright checking out your ship."
Well, it's funny. No, he sees that he like he's sleeping, right? And then he like
Oh
takes a
yeah,
peek,
yeah.
And he's like, he notices the long nose. He's like, "Oh, it's Usopp." And then he wakes up and he's like, "Wait, hold on, you're not Usopp."
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
He's like, "Come
that
on,
is
me.
that is
The
his,
captain hired me."
yeah, that's Kaku, which we find out that we actually unfortunately we find out that Kaku and one of the other shipwrights
A nice chunk of them.
a nice,
We also meet
actually, I think
Iceberg.
all of them going out. No, it was just like a few of
Well,
them.
one's a bartender. Rob Lucci is one of the shipwrights.
Rob Lucci, yes, and
then,
we think he's a mute.
Iceberg's secretary is another one too.
Yeah,
but
yep.
Iceberg's another big character. He grew up with Frankie, which we'll learn later, but he like owns the shipwright companies and stuff. And he's a really funny character. He's like, meet my little friend here. His name's, what was his name? It was a little mouse. And the mouse was like, popped out of his pocket and went back in. He was just so funny because his secretary's like, you have a meeting at this time and at this time. She's like, when are you going? Do you want to go? He's like, I don't want to. She's like, all right, I'll cancel them. Yeah, he was like a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we meet all these shipwrights. Not all of them are, because you have the rope guy and a couple of others that weren't, that were joined up with the Straw Hats. But, all of a sudden, like, Sanji, Chopper, and I think Robin were together, and then Robin just often disappears with some weird dude in a mask, and you're like, what the hell's going on? What is she doing?
Because we find out that, this is when we find out that, Robin is wanted by the world government, and they have these special branches of the government, which are like, they're kind of like
Cypher Pole agents.
Yeah.
And this is where we first learn about them, like CP9. And it goes all the way to Zero. I don't know how high up the numbers go, but CP9's a pretty dangerous, gang in the Marines. They handle dirty work.
Yeah, and
like,
we find out
these guys
that
handle dirty work.
Yeah, and the chief the chief of CP9 is a guy named Spandam.
Oh,
and
I hated him so much.
I hate him and his dad. I hate them both.
Yeah,
because we find out that
the worst villains. Like he's good, but worse that you hate him so much.
Yeah,
kind of like the guy from Wano, the snake guy. Oh my god, I hated him too.
Yeah, but basically, we find out that of course Robin leaves the group, and then she there's like an attempt on Iceberg's life, and that basically the Straw Hats are getting the blame of it, and then the shipwrights turn against the Straw Hats
because they showed up when it happened, and then everybody's like now protecting him the next night, and then all of a sudden the same people come back again and try to take him out again, and then
we find out that the shipwrights that were working with Iceberg, Rob Lucci, Kaku,
like half of them,
Bluno, and
the secretary,
Khalifa.
Secretary.
I think his name was.
Yeah. She was Iceberg's secretary.
Yeah, they were part of CP9, and they were just pretending to be friends and.
For what was it? 2 years, right? They were undercover for like 2 years.
Yeah, and it was
all these shipwrights are like hurt. Like I thought we were all friends. We ate together, shared drinks together, and they're so betrayed.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't be betrayed if you're like, seeing people every day for 2 years? You think they're your friends.
And they were after a specific weapon, a new, not a new, but an ancient weapon. One of the ancient weapons.
Pluton, or was that the crocodile one?
I think Pluton was the one that they were looking for.
That they were trying to get?
Yeah.
And Iceberg had the like schematics or blueprint on
he had the schematics. Yeah. Well, actually, Frankie
he
had
gave it
them.
to Frankie.
Yep.
Yeah, he gave him to Frankie because he knew the government was after him, and he felt like it was more safe in Frankie's hands. Because Iceberg isn't a fighter like Frankie. Frankie can defend himself. Frankie has his own little crew and stuff. So he gave it to Frankie because he thought Frankie could keep it more safe than he could.
Which is funny because Crocodile was looking for the same one. He was looking for Pluton.
Oh, it was the same. Yep. Okay. So Nico Robin already knows about this because Crocodile was looking for it.
Yep, and she's one of the few people who can read the polyglyphs.
Yeah, and CP9 has her like not literally. They have her in like a chokehold, like you're gonna do this shit with us, and she has no other choice.
Yeah.
And we're like wondering why Robin is doing this. Like, was she a traitor the whole time too? But it didn't seem like that. But she kept telling the Straw Hats, like, leave me alone, just go away. Kind of like what Nami was doing in her Arlong Park arc.
Yeah. And what's
So it was similar to that.
and what's funny is that pre and then post Enies Lobby, you notice that that Robin's interactions with the crew, she's very like she keeps a distance. Like she's not like too, you know,
Yeah.
like
She does love Chopper though.
she loves Chopper, but
She
you
does
notice
love
that she
Chopper.
calls them by like nicknames, like you know she'll call Usopp like Long Nose or
Yeah,
Sanji
yeah.
Chef or something like that. She'll go by like these like formal names, then calling them like Luffy and Sanji. She goes by these nicknames, you know, or like little formal names, so she doesn't get attached, because that's her biggest thing, is that she did get attached to the Straw Hats. She believes that I can only keep these guys alive if I
turn myself in and go with CP9s,
Yep.
and go to Impel Down is where they're trying to take her.
And the whole
which we didn't know what that was yet.
Yeah.
We do eventually learn what it is, which is
through the
really
gates of
weird.
justice.
Yeah. So the Straw Hats are just confused, and I think Zoro, again, like with Nami, he's like, "Look, she left. Let's just go." And Nami starts hearing something. Iceberg tells Nami something after everything went down, because the Straw Hats got their ass handed to them by CP9.
Yeah.
Lucci beat the shit out of Luffy. Kaku messed up Zoro. Like, yo, what the hell's going on here? And they got messed up. But Nami is talking to Iceberg, and Iceberg's like explaining to her, because Robin was like the one holding Iceberg hostage, and he was like asking her stuff. She was telling him things. So I think he found out that she's doing it to protect them. And then Nami's like, oh my God, like, we can't let her do that. So she explained, oh yeah, Luffy got knocked away so far. Zoro did too, and Luffy's like stuck in between two buildings.
Yeah, the comedy in this was definitely top tier. Like, I don't think there was a lot of comedy in Water 7 and Enies Lobby.
Not as much,
but there was still like laugh out loud moments where it's like, okay,
you have to have that in One Piece. You know, it's a thing. It's a thing of One Piece,
because this one's like a little bit more serious and a little bit more urgency.
Yeah.
But they still have a little bit of time where like there's a moment where they try to get on this train, right? There's the train that actually runs to a few locations, that actually runs on water, that Frankie's master basically helped build a train that runs on water that leads to Enies Lobby and Water 7.
There's another cool like thing in One Piece. I thought that was such a cool little thing.
Yeah, a train running on water. That's like, wow, okay.
Yeah. What was it? The water train?
Yeah,
is that what it was called?
I think so. Water 7 train or something like that.
Thomas was his name.
Thomas,
the fisherman that built it.
Yeah, Thomas.
He was kind of like Frankie's father figure and Iceberg.
And
Iceberg and Frankie grew up together.
He also built Goldie Rogers' ship and helped.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And then there's also the old lady with the little girl and her little pet. Those two are so fucking funny in it.
Yeah,
they're so funny. She was like an alcoholic.
She's also like she's also a mermaid, I believe. And when Sanji finds this out and he sees her as a mermaid, he just
ruins his image of a mermaid.
He's like, oh god,
oh god. Mermaids were beautiful creatures, and it's just some old hag.
Yeah.
But
it looks like Ursula.
We do get a little backstory of Frankie, Iceberg, and Thomas. And that lady, Thomas got sent to Impel Down, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like after he built, the.
I think you also get it. No, he died. He was shot.
Oh, Spandam killed him. That's right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. He was gonna go to prison, but
Spandam's dad did.
Yeah. He got them to let him out going to prison because he was building the sea train. That's what it's called, the sea train.
Yeah. He said, "Hey, we'll forgive your crimes if you, go on parole and you do whatever this." But then another crime happened where I guess he was involved with.
Where they found out that he built Roger's ship or something like that. But yeah, that backstory was pretty quick.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't too long. That was like maybe like 3 episodes or something like that. But...
Yeah, it wasn't that long of a backstory. But Nami like tells Luffy and Zoro what's going on with Robin, and then they're like, "Holy shit, we got to go save our crewmate." So
this is when they get ready up. They rally the forces. The ship rides.
Usopp's with Frankie, and CP9 finds out that Iceberg gave Frankie the schematics, blueprints to the weapon, and they do get it from Frankie, right?
So what happens is they take Frankie into custody with Robin, right? But then I think what happens is that
Because it's in his head. That's what it was.
I think what
He
happens is that
remembered it.
Frankie is able to get free on the sea train with
Yeah.
Sanji, and then of course this is when Usopp becomes
Soge King, Sniper King.
Yeah. La
That's
la
so
la
funny.
la la.
And he has a new weapon.
Yeah.
His slingshot is much bigger
Uh-huh.
and much deadlier. So I like that he upgraded his weapon. And we totally forgot to talk about how him and Luffy had a big battle.
Yeah, they had a falling out,
That-
and Usopp.
This was in Water 7, the beginning, because Usopp, like you were saying, he didn't want to give up the Going Merry. But Luffy's
No, this
like,
is
we
more
have
like
no
in
other
the
option.
like in the middle of Water 7.
Yeah.
Like in the second part.
Yeah, because I remember they were worried with the storm and Usopp not knowing
Yeah.
Sanji and Chopper. But yeah, this is when we actually see Usopp like fight for real, and he's fighting Luffy for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like Luffy isn't trying to hurt him, but then it gets to a point where Luffy's starting to get hurt. He's like, all right, I got to put an end to this, and Luffy does like knock him
Usopp
out.
needs to act more like that now. He needs to have that aggression, and that
I
cleverness.
think he will in like the final wars. But yeah, after that, Usopp said he's leaving the crew, so he's technically no longer a Straw Hat. And it's like, man. All right, so now jumping back to where we were at before. So now the Sea Train is heading to Enies Lobby, and they have Robin and Frankie in custody. And somehow Sanji got on the Sea Train before it left. So he's the only member on there. And he's like fighting all these Marines, trying to get up to Robin.
Yeah.
And I think Usopp got on there too. I think Usopp and Sanji got on the Sea Train. Because then the rest of the Straw Hats, and then, the other shipwrights and Frankie's crew, they all join up. They grab another Sea Train to go after it to head to Enies Lobby, and they're chasing them down. So that whole part was so awesome. I love that whole part. Usopp fights this stupid ass chef. Oh god, he was so annoying.
No, but I really do like Sanji though. He was kicking ass on that train.
Yeah.
Until
And it was just him.
Yeah. He's like, and it's funny too because he
He's going
calls
to every cart.
he calls Luffy, who's on another train, and they're catching up, and he's like,
Yeah.
he's like, he's like, I'm just asking, Luffy, do I have permission? Well, I guess he didn't say he needed permission, but he's like, I'm gonna kick these guys' asses, and Luffy's like, yeah, go ahead, kick some ass, and then Zoro's like, isn't that a little, reckless? And he's like, dude, what would you do in his position? And he's like, yeah, you're right. He's like, don't die on us, you stupid cook.
Yeah. So they're all heading to Enies Lobby, and there is an hilarious part where Usopp, I don't think Sanji, but Usopp got on the sea train that like Nami and Zoro and Luffy were on. I forgot how, but he's somehow got on that train because he was on the other one with Sanji and them. Because I remember him talking to Robin, like, "What are you doing?" But Robin like told him like, "Just go away. I'm doing this for your guys' own safety and whatever."
I think what happened was what's his name? Bluto? The guy with the door fruit?
Yeah.
I remember him, he was able to like disconnect the car with his fruit. So then Sanji and Usopp were left on like a car in the middle, stranded, and then the train started coming, and I think they had to jump onto that train, and Zoro, he basically like, he did his Zoro things, which is, doing the impossible, knocking that other car out of the way so they could just keep going straight.
I remember there was a big tidal wave too that Luffy and Zoro like teamed up to like chop away and knock.
Oh yeah,
out the
they were against not only were they racing against time to save Robin, but there was also a storm. Which, by the way, the reason why Water 7 is the way it is because the sea level keeps rising and its cities built on top of each other. So on like the main, so on the seafloor is the old city. So it's just like the city just keeps trying to get higher and higher, trying to build away from the seafloor because it keeps rising. Yeah. Because all these storms keep happening.
Yeah. Which that was something else I really liked about the arc too. It's like little things that you really like and appreciate in arcs. So, make them really like different, enjoyable, fun. That's why I like all these arcs. They're all so different.
Yeah.
And that's why I love One Piece. All the arcs have their own things. But
yeah, let's just kind of go through this quickly because we're over an hour.
Yeah, I know. I just looked. One of the funniest parts is when how Luffy and Chopper did not notice that Usopp was the Sniper King.
I know
He's, like,
everyone
giving
else
them the
knew.
autograph.
Everyone else knew, and then Luffy and Chopper just being dumbasses, just like
They're like, "You're a superhero." He's like, "Yes, I'm from Sniper World or whatever." It was the funniest shit.
yeah,
So fast forwarding, we get to Enies Lobby, and CP9 is still dragging Robin up there. They have Frankie too.
yeah.
And, they make a plan, and good old Luffy's like, "Nah, screw that," and he
Screw
just
that.
goes
He
head
just
on
goes
and
off,
starts.
taking out
Yeah.
government
Marines
officials
left and right. Yeah. We meet two giants there, and they're fighting for the government. The government fooled them into fighting for them, and Usopp and the Straw Hats, like, "Yo, you guys, they're fooling you guys." They become friends with Usopp.
Well, yeah, they mentioned
which is
about
pretty
the
cool.
giants that they meant on little garden, and they taught and
Yeah,
Usopp's
yeah.
able to
He's like, "You know them?" They're
yeah,
like,
it's
"Yeah,
like
that's our captains." Yeah.
yeah, so they're able to like like, oh no, your captains are alive, and
Yeah, they said the Marines told them they were dead. That's right. Yeah.
yeah, so they have even more reinforcements on their side. So it's all of like the shipwrights. Well, no, is it all the
Frankie's
shipwrights?
crew.
Well, it's some of the
Yeah.
shipwrights, and
The
then
other
some of
shipwrights, Frankie's crew,
and
the
then the
Straw Hats.
Hats,
Yeah.
and then some
Yeah.
of like and then the two giants. So there's like this a little bit of an army, not like a huge army like in Wano,
Yeah.
but it's like a little rebellion force going into a world government facility, which there are three
Yeah.
of them, is Impel Down, Enies Lobby, and then the Marine Ford at the time where it was
Yeah,
located.
yeah.
And it was kind of like the gates of justice. There were these huge doors that led to this kind of like quick fast travel system. It was like a whirlpool that could lead you to these three government
which is where they're
buildings.
trying to bring Robin, and I think Frankie as well, but they're trying to get like the schematics, blueprints, whatever from Frankie. He remembered them all in his head. That's why they couldn't kill him.
Well, actually, which is funny, he actually had the physical copies with him.
But he made them think.
He had them and he showed them off, and he's like, "You guys want these?" He burns them, and they like.
Oh yeah, that's right. And he's like, "I got him in here." That's right.
I don't know if he memorized them. I don't think he did. I don't know if he said that.
I think he did. He is like really smart.
He
when it
is
comes
smart,
to
but I know
stuff, so
the
I feel like
physical
he memorized
copies,
it.
the physical plans.
Yeah.
He destroyed them right in front of him.
Yeah.
It's like,
It was funny.
you guys aren't getting this, so he burns those.
Yeah.
And Frankie,
And, let's fast keep going. Then we'll fast forward to when they're
I was
on
just
the
saying,
rooftops.
like, once he does that, I know that's when they're like on the top of the tower, and that's when
you're
all
jumping
the
to that
straw
part.
hats, all the straw hats, all lined up. Luffy already
And
defeated,
CP9 up there, yeah.
and Luffy already defeated Bluno, which it's kind of
That's another iconic moment. Gear 2.
Gear 2. Luffy shows off his evolution of his devil fruit.
That he learned from CP9.
Yeah.
Which that's something I love about Luffy, how he learns to fight as he's fighting.
Yeah.
And he learns a new move that he created learning.
Actually, he learns two new moves.
Gear 2 and Gear
Gear
3,
3.
but we don't see Gear 3 until a little later. But Gear 2 is so badass. He's so much faster.
I love it.
He just Bluno cannot handle it.
It's basically
Luffy
like
just
Kaioken
beats
for
the shit out of him.
Luffy.
Pretty much. He's like a red sheen too, more pinkish. But yeah, he beats the shit out of Bluno. It's so funny. But
it's funny too, because he's like, "Oh, you're tougher
scenes.
than I thought you were. All right, I guess I have to show you my next technique." Gear.
And then
he
Bluno's
falls
just
down.
like,
He's like, "Oh, I did."
Yeah. So back to when they're on the rooftops. Another one of the most iconic One Piece moments is when Luffy, wages war
against the world government. He basically tells
Usopp, shoot that flag down.
Well, he doesn't say Usopp, but he says Sniper King.
Sniper King. Yeah.
Shoot down that flag.
He doesn't know it's
Usopp. And he goes, Roger. Burns the flag, declares war on the world government. Not only that, but he gives a speech to Robin. Even Frankie mentions something to Robin, saying like, it's not a crime to be alive, because we realize that Robin's backstory, she comes from an island of archaeologists that were studying the polygraphs and trying to study the century void, or the void century. But the world government did not want them to do that, and they basically
should happen.
Basically, they annihilated
them out. Genocide.
Basically, destroy Busta Call is what they call it, where they get a golden what do you call the snails? I forgot the
Yeah, I can't think of it now. Yeah, the
responder
transponder.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Transponder
There's a
snails.
golden one that does a buster call where a bunch of marine ships will surround an island and just bomb the shit out of it.
Just nuke
Yeah,
that
yeah,
place.
which is what they do. They're trying to destroy all their
Which
books,
is what they were
with all
going to
the
do.
history
It's what
and
they were,
all the archaeologists.
which they were going to do on Water 7. CP9 was like, hey, if you don't come with us, we're going to buster call this place. So, and Robin always knows what happened. Oh, you know,
she's terrified of a buster call because as a child, it traumatized her. It killed her mother. And she also met a giant.
We also forgot to mention Kuzan or Aokiji.
Aokiji, yeah.
Aokiji,
Aokiji
yeah.
kind of like he like
him.
looks after her behind the scenes, which is cool. Aokiji's always been my favorite admiral. He's not anymore. He's part of Blackbeard's crew, but he was always my favorite.
Spoilers! I didn't know that.
What do you mean?
I didn't know he was part of Blackbeard's crew.
He is.
I didn't know that. I didn't. Is that an egghead?
No.
I did not know he was part of Blackbeard's crew.
Well, where are you at in Wano?
I finished Wano, but I didn't know he was part of Blackbeard's crew.
Oh, you know what? You probably never seen the one movie too, which is where they pretty much tell you he's part.
All
of the crew.
well, future Sean, when you're editing this, be sure to cut this part out.
Nah, we'll leave it in.
No, cut it out. Cut it out. It's for people that don't know.
Aokiji, like he left the Marines because he was fighting Akainu.
So we know.
Yeah, and he like went off on his own, but
he's one of.
He was always my favorite.
Yeah,
admiral.
He's definitely one of the few that's like in a gray area, but
yeah.
And we saw that he was too much for the Straw Hats, and you know they couldn't defeat him upright. But
he's OP. His power's OP.
Yeah.
Which we also see in Marineford, but yeah, he like kind of watches Robin closely from a distance.
Yeah.
You know, because he helped her get away from that buster call when she was a child. Yeah. Thanks to what was that giant's name? That's another thing I can't wait for. Is never mind. But there'd be spoilers for you because it happened in the manga. But what's his name?
Jaguar D. Saul. He also
Saul.
He was a former Marine vice admiral who became a protector for Robin.
Yeah, and he tells Robin like, no one's meant to be in this world alone. Someday you'll find real friends. And you know what she did with the Straw Hats, and she's starting to realize it.
That part got me. That got when she's doing the laugh, fake laugh.
Yeah.
God.
But she's like remembering all this as she's up there, and Luffy gives a speech to her. He's like, "Tell me you want to live. I need to hear you say you want to live."
Yeah.
And that when she shouts that out, you're just like, "Oh my god!" Like you feel so bad for Robin.
She finally like.
She's like, "I want to live. Save me. Take me with you." Like she's begging them to like save her.
See with you, and it's like she's finally like, you know, letting it out. She's you know showing that she's more than just
showing her emotion for once. She's not.
Crumbling down the walls.
And it was a sad scene.
It was sad, but it was also a triumphant moment because then it's like, all right, the crew goes in, they kick ass. Luffy chases after Lucci. They have their battle. Lucci, we find out, you know, he's a big old.
That was Luffy's hardest battle because he literally almost lost that. Usopp, Sniper King, had to shout some shit to him like, "You're gonna be king of the pirates.
Yeah.
You can't let this guy defeat you." And Luffy, you know, he somehow gets up a little more strength to be able to beat Rob Lucci. But that was a tough battle for Luffy. And Spandam has Robin. He's about to take her to the gates, and Usopp's like all the way. He's so far back, pulls his slingshot back, bam, hits Spandam and knocks him off Robin.
Yeah.
And this is where they start saving Robin. I forgot how they got her exactly. Did she just start running back to them?
They were on this platform that was basically leading to the Gates of Justice, and I believe Robin was able to run back to the Straw Hats, but then they were surrounded. Because the buster call was already called.
And
Marines were just, you know, ships were coming
And
out
they're
of nowhere.
surrounded by water.
Yeah.
Enies Lobby is surrounded by water.
And it's
waterfall.
about to go to hell, like the bombs,
Yeah,
like
they
the
have
shit
no
dropping.
way to escape. Yeah, there's no way to escape. What are they going to jump into the water?
Yeah.
So there's like nowhere for them to go, and you're like wondering, like, what the hell's like, what are they going to do? You know? And all of a sudden, the Going Mary shows up out of nowhere, and she's like, "Everybody, get on! I could take you on one last ride." And you're like,
Yeah.
"What is going on?" And they all jump on the Going Mary, and
But when that
you know,
music starts hitting, yeah,
they save Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they save Robin and everything, and the Going Mary is like starting to sink, and the Going Mary tells like the spirits, like, I can't take you guys any further, so they get in like a little safety boat thing.
The
And
saddest
this was
thing is the
this
funeral.
made Oda cry as he was drawing it.
It made a lot of people
You know
cry.
that? Yeah, it did. But it was like the funeral of the Going Mary. They lit it on fire and let it die in peace, sink to the bottom of the ocean. Yeah. And it just the visuals was really great. You see the Straw Hats, and it's dark out, so you see the Straw Hats on that little boat, and then you just see the Going Mary like in front of them burning. Yeah. It was a heartbreaking scene.
It's a tough one to watch. Like it really hits you.
It's
but
such a great arc, though. It's probably still the best arc, I think.
And then like after
I think it's
that,
still the best
like
arc.
even after that, like we still get like some more stuff where we meet Gorp.
The post-war? Yeah. Post-war. This
Gorp
is the
is there. We get
post Enies Lobby.
Yeah. Gorp's there. We see Kobe again.
Kobe again, yeah, and Helmeppo, and one of them's fighting Zoro, the other one's fighting Luffy. You're like, what is going on here? And they're like holding their own against them. Helmeppo's fighting Zoro, and Kobe's fighting Luffy, and then we find out it's Kobe and Helmeppo.
Well,
like,
they held out the O for a little bit.
Yeah, and then you see Garp pop up, and then this is where we learn that Garp is Luffy's grandpa. No, or no, we don't learn. Do we learn Dragon is a? Yeah, this is where we learn Dragon is Luffy's father.
Yeah.
So we start learning more about
Luffy. In the live
Luffy.
action, they kind of switched that where the Garp was introduced earlier, which I actually don't mind, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't mind that either. But we do learn a bit more about Luffy, and the whole crew's just like, what? Your grandfather's a Marine? What the hell's going on here?
What? Your dad is the leader of the
Revolutionary Army?
Yeah. What? And Luffy's like, oh, really? I didn't know.
So, and then that's when we find out that guy with the tattooed face from Logtown is Dragon. Because we see a picture of him in the paper, and you're like, holy shit, that was the guy that saved Luffy from Smoker.
Yeah.
So, there's just so much in One Piece. Even in this post Enies Lobby arc, there's the whole party that they have, and Akainu checks up on Robin. He's like, you good now? She's like, yeah, I'm good. And you're like, oh man, this dude was really looking out for her.
Also, fun fact: the guy who plays was
Akainu?
I thought Akainu was Akiji. The guy who voices Akiji in the Japanese dub is the same guy who voices Dio. So anytime I just hear him talk, I'm like, that's Dio. But Dio.
This whole arc is still my favorite, and we put it on S tier instantly right away because this is a lot of people's favorite arc, and the next episode we'll get to some more people's favorite arcs as well. But I think this is going to be a 4-episode series. They keep going on like almost an hour and a half, but we're going to wrap it up here. Episode 2, we still have Thriller Bark, Sabaody, Amazon Lily, Impel Down, Marineford, Post-War, Return to Sabaody, Time Skip, Fishman Island, Punk Hazard, Dressrosa, Zao, Zo, whatever it's called, Whole Cake Island, Reverie, and Wano. We're not doing Egghead because it's still ongoing in the anime right now. But
this is kind of like it's like kind of a ranking and kind of a review of these arcs, to be honest. Probably have to rename these.
Yeah, because me and Champ, since Champ caught up on it, we never really talked about it. Like sometimes we do before we do episodes, or waiting for like Starblast to come into the Discord call or whatever. Well, this was like something we've been wanting to do, talk more One Piece. We're going to try to do it a bit more often.
Yeah, so let us know if you like these ranking / discussion / reviews. This is what it's kind of it's kind of like a review discussion while also ranking them. We're kind of like going back and talking about. You can even put this in the beginning if you want, but we're kind of going back all the way from pre-time skip to going to post-time skip, looking at all the arcs and kind of just, talking about them, just kind of like a refresher, a review. So
Yeah. One Piece is probably my favorite anime, and I never thought anything would surpass Dragon Ball.
oh yeah.
So yeah, but that'll be it for episode 2. Like I said, I think we should be able to do it in 2 more episodes with what's left. If not, it might be 5
At least
episodes.
for pre-time skip. I don't know about post-time skip. I think 2 more episodes for pre-time skip, and then post-time skip, we might have like maybe another 2 or 3.
Oh, so you're thinking maybe 6 to 7 episodes? I mean, it could be, yeah.
If you guys like these long episodes, if you guys like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon right there, But let us know your thoughts about our rank list, if you agree with like how we rank these arcs, and
or where you would rank them.
What would you rank them, and what were your thoughts on watching these? Again, we're gonna go all the way up to Wano. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and
who knows? Maybe by the time we get to Wano, Egghead will be done and Champ will be caught up with it too.
Yeah, maybe.
Never know.
Maybe.
Never know.
Maybe. Yep.
Or maybe he'll see that Aokiji thing I was talking about.
Yeah,
It might in the anime. It might be right after Wano.
No, well, after.
But I could have sworn it was mentioned earlier in it.
Maybe it was before Egghead, but
if you watch film Z, they say it there.
Oh,
you should watch that. They're gonna take it off Netflix soon. Some of the One Piece movies, so I'd watch them on Netflix.
Okay. Yeah, I need
Film
to watch
Z is
them
the best one.
Yeah, I've only seen
World's
2.
Strongest, good. I mean, we could review those too.
Yeah.
If you watch those. There's World's Strongest.
I've seen Red
Film
and
Z.
Stampede.
Okay, those are the latest ones.
Yeah.
There's also Film Gold.
Yeah.
They also have like TV specials on there too, a couple of them.
Yeah, I gotta watch those.
Crunchyroll has a couple too, so.
Yeah. But anyway, guys,
3D,
thank you
2Y.
for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Be sure to subscribe and stay notified.
Till then.
Till then.
Captain Planet.
Oh my god.
It feels like the full Dookie Super Saiyan Goku.
And absolutely dislike hard plastic capes.
Give me GT Goku, now give me my future, go on!
Like, I don't know this.